Happy Wednesday po sa inyong lahat. We are on the 15th of September 2021 at pinagdiriwang natin ang Memorial of Our Lady of Sorrows. Samahan po ninyo ako sa ating daily readings reflection. Una sa lahat, i-explain po natin ang ating celebration ngayon, Our Lady of Sorrows. For a while, there were two feasts in honor of the Sorrowful Mother, one going back to the 15th century, the other to the 17th century. For a while, both were celebrated by the Universal Church, one on the Friday before Palm Sunday, the other in September. The principal biblical references to Mary's sorrows are in Luke chapter 2, verse 35, and John chapter 19, verses 26 to 27. The Lucan passage is Simeon's prediction about a sword piercing Mary's heart. The Johannine passage relates Jesus' words to Mary and to the beloved disciple. Many early church writers interpret the sword as Mary's sorrow, especially as she saw Jesus die on the cross. Thus, the two passages are brought together as prediction and fulfillment. Sa ating first reading sa araw na ito ay hango sa first letter of St. Paul to Timothy chapter 3 verses 14 to 16. At ang pinaka-gist ng ating first reading ay undeniably great is the mystery of devotion. Ano kaya ibig sabihin ni St. Paul sa gist ng ating first reading? So samahan po ninyo ko at basahin at pakinggan natin ang first reading. A reading from the first letter of St. Paul to Timothy. Beloved, I am writing you, although I hope to visit you soon. But if I should be delayed, you should know how to behave in the household of God, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and foundation of truth. Undeniably great is the mystery of devotion, who was manifested in the flesh, vindicated in the spirit, seen by angels, proclaimed to the Gentiles, believed in throughout the world, taken up in glory. So ngayon, let's go to our reflection and commentary. Ang una nating i-comment is I am writing. Okay? Sa chapter 3 verse 49, I am writing, Paul intends to rejoin Timothy in Ephesus at his earliest convenience. Pangalawa, sa verse 15, pillar and bulwark. The terms refer to structural supports that hold up a building. The church is set in place to support the edifice of gospel truth. The Spirit makes this possible by enabling the successors of the apostles to preserve the apostolic faith from corruption and distortion as the centuries pass. Without this protective grace, the bishops of the church will be no more than fallible human teachers, unequipped to fulfill the mission granted to them by the Lord. Other passages suggest that Paul may envision the leaders of the church as the pillars and foundation stones of God's living temple. Last but not the least, sa verse 16, he was manifested. Several features in the Greek text suggest Paul is quoting from an ancient Christian hymn. It touches on key moments in the incarnate life of Christ. His coming as a man, manifested. His resurrection, vindicated. In adoration in heaven, seen by angels. The spread of his message, preached. Its acceptance in the world, believed on. And his ascension into glory, taken up. Sa ating responsorial psalm, Psalm chapter 111, verses 1 to 2, 3 to 4, and 5 to 6, ang ating response sa first reading ay, How great are the works of the Lord! I will give thanks to the Lord with all my heart, in the company and assembly of the just. Great are the works of the Lord, exquisite in all their delights. How great are the works of the Lord! Majesty and glory are his work, and his justice endures forever. He has won renown for his wondrous deeds. Gracious and merciful is the Lord. How great are the works of the Lord! He has given food to those who fear him. He will forever be mindful of his covenant. He has made known to his people the power of his works, giving them the inheritance of the nations. How great are the works of the Lord! Ang ating ebanghelyo sa araw na ito ay hango sa Luke chapter 7 verses 31 to 35. Ang pinakagist ng ating gospel ay, "We played the flute for you, but you did not dance. We sang a dirge, but you did not weep." So samahan po ninyo ako once again na makinig at basahin ang ating ebanghelyo. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to the crowds, "To what shall I compare the people of this generation? What are they like? They are like children who sit in the marketplace and call to one another. We played the flute for you, but you did not dance. We sang a dirge, but you did not weep. For John the Baptist came neither eating food nor drinking wine, and you said, he is possessed by a demon. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and you said, look, he is a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. But wisdom is vindicated by all her children." So now we go to the commentary and reflection of our gospel. No? Ang una ay like children. Okay. Sa Luke chapter 7 verse 32, Jesus compares his generation to children who complain regardless of what games are suggested by others. No? Laging complain ng complain. No? Sala sa init, sala sa lamig. Both the joyousness we pipe of Jesus' ministry and the soberness we wailed of John's preaching were invitations to the kingdom, yet both were refused. Kung minsan, no, kahit anong explanation sa may ayaw, it's not enough. Pero dun sa may gusto, no, simple explanations, they will agree. Yung kasabihan nga, kung ayaw, maraming dahilan. Kung gusto, maraming paraan. So, ibig sabihin na parang bata. No? Para bang ayaw talaga nila ang mensahe ni Jesus. Tayo kaya, para rin kaya tayong bata, na lagi tayong complain ng complain, we reject the teachings of Jesus. And last but not the least, sa chapter 7 verse 35, wisdom is justified. God's children recognize the wisdom announced by Jesus and John and welcome it as an invitation to enter the kingdom. Kaya sana tayo, wag tayong complain ng complain, wag tayong childish, pero childlike. No? Yung mga anak ng Diyos ay marirecognize sila yung wisdom announced by Jesus and John, no? And welcome it as an invitation to enter the kingdom. So I'm inviting you to welcome the message of Jesus in your heart. So thank you once again for joining me in reflecting our daily readings. So see you again tomorrow.